Coming up on Mountain News this morning, one woman is praying for her mother's safe recovery after she was found injured from last month's tornado. And Kentucky's Make America Healthy Again task force hosted its first meeting to start identifying the causes of American health issues.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and a happy Thursday to you, Mountain family. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this June 5th. We are right around 5 o'clock this morning, which does mean it is time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall this morning. Megan, just kind of an average start. I felt like it was a little bit muggy, but maybe I just don't know what weather's like.
I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what it felt like when I got out the door this morning. I ran to my car, but I believe you because those temperatures this morning are on the warmer side. I mean, we're talking 60s across most of the region, even seeing those upper 60s for more of our southern counties. Take a look. Harlan at 67 degrees and Wayne County 68 degrees. And we'll continue to see that warmth into the afternoon. Not as warm as yesterday because we're going to see some rain chances picking up, which will limit how warm we can get, but still seeing the mid 80s as that forecast high. Here's a look at that visibility this morning, which is a good indicator of high dew points or the mugginess that you're feeling. So would not be surprised again if it's a little bit of a muggy morning. Be careful if you are encountering any fog heading out the door. Here's a look at that live pinpoint Doppler radar. We are nice and clear right now, but as you zoom out, you can start to see the beginning of the rain that we'll see later today. Here's a look at that breakdown for the remainder of your day. We're looking at some chances for storms as you're heading into the afternoon with high temperatures in the mid 80s. Amelia.
A heartbreaking story out of Laurel County as folks continue to clean up just less than 3 weeks since the deadly May 16th EF4 tornado. Alexa Minton met Sarah Wolf, a Sunshine Hills resident, who says she was spared from the worst of the storm, but is calling for help for her mother-in-law, who lost everything just down the street.
It was terrifying. You know, my son and I both thought we were dead that night.
Sarah Wolf and her 11-year-old son were seeking shelter in the interior hallway of their home in Sunshine Hills when the May 16th EF4 tornado ripped right by their house.
Our house started shaking. The glass started flying in through some of the windows by us. We probably stayed in that hallway another hour, just terrified to come out.
They both say that God spared them from the worst damage, but the initial shock turned into urgency as Sarah tried to find her mother-in-law, who lived just down the street in the same neighborhood amidst all the destruction.
The first responders started showing up, and I just stopped every one of them that I saw and said, please go find my mother-in-law, and I gave them her name and address. And then at some point, someone answered her phone. A first responder had found her phone, but she hadn't been found yet.
The 70-year-old Virginia Wolf had lived in her house for 50 years. Now all that's left is the foundation. She was miraculously found a ways from her home alive, but badly injured with multiple brain bleeds and other injuries, and has been in the ICU on a ventilator ever since.
She doesn't know yet that she's lost her home and her belongings, and that her best friend that lived 2 houses down has passed. Right now, we just want her to get better.
Sarah, her husband, and her cousin are all first responders, taking shifts, serving their community, cleaning up what's left of Virginia's belongings, and then sitting with Virginia in the hospital, all committed to making sure that when Virginia is better, she will have a home to come back to.
I don't know how many more weeks of hospital, if not months, rehab, home health care, rebuilding. I just keep going because she needs us. She's our whole world.
In Laurel County, Alexa Minton, WKYT.
Sarah shared with us that Virginia was able to come off the ventilator yesterday morning at UK, but she still will be in the hospital for quite some time as she recovers from her injuries. Well, FEMA is on the ground, going door to door to make sure everyone who was impacted by the tornado gets assistance. Representatives were in Pulaski County yesterday. Local emergency management gives FEMA areas to go to, and they knock on doors, just checking in on survivors.
So this would be the assistance portion of things. From there, depending on what kind of assistance you're eligible for, we would then, refer you into our system and funnel you towards the assistance that you need. That may include home repair, in which case an inspector would come out on a separate visit.
As of yesterday evening, FEMA says they visited more than 152 homes in Pulaski County alone and visited homes for the last 4 days. Well, we're still hearing those stories of survival after another deadly tornado in Kentucky. In Washington County, first responders say they found a missing 3-year-old after an EF2 touchdown Friday. Most of the damage was along one road. The Boyle County Sheriff says he and another fire responder were asked to help find a 3-year-old after her family's farmhouse was destroyed. They found her several hundred feet away from the home under a branch.
We hear the most faint sound, but it was so loud that we knew. We didn't say it, but we looked at each other, and Scott said, "Bottoms, bottoms," and we knew that she was alive. We don't do this job for recognition or for data boys or anything like that. If we did, then we were in the wrong line of work.
He says they took the girl to the hospital for treatment, where she is still recovering. Employees at the Carl D. Perkins Job Corps Center in Floyd County have now received WARN notices. It comes after the U.S. Department of Labor announced a phased pause for Job Corps programs late last month. It's believed 156 employees received notices from Insights and Horizons youth centers. However, there are reports that last night that a judge temporarily stopped the Trump administration from moving ahead with the effort to eliminate Job Corps, with a hearing on June 17th. We hope to have more about this in the days to come. The Make America Healthy Again Kentucky Task Force hosted its first meeting this week. The task force was established by a resolution to explore ways to improve the health outcomes of Kentuckians by integrating the principles of the MAHA movement. Lawmakers joked about not handing out donuts at their meeting, but more seriously, they talked about prevention and looking for the root causes of health issues.
Even a middle-income family and the travel for a farmer's market or travel to just basic health care routine visits, that access to care is more of a challenge than it would be from someone with a higher economic status.
Some of those issues highlighted yesterday include creating incentives for proactive health care, working to get more Kentuckians in the workforce between the ages of 18 to 65, and making sure that students have things like healthy lunches, more physical activity in their day, and lessons on nutrition. Well, the Big Sandy Senior Games wrapped up yesterday with an award ceremony at the Jenny Wiley Convention Center. The Big Sandy Area Development District celebrated its 38th event, giving awards to the 15 senior centers and programs that participated in this year's games. Awards range from bowling to cooking, with special awards for most participants and other competitions also up for grabs. Organizers say it's all about celebrating seniors and creating a place where they can be in the spotlight.
Well, they're so important. They just love to be able to get together, get out, be active. The biggest goal is to be active, to stay healthy, provide them with sponsors that can help them with their health or nutrition.
The program also included a free meal for the seniors and free resources and materials for some of their area partners. Well, it's 5:07, and thank you for getting your day started with us on Mountain News this morning. Beyonce's tour is shining a light on a network of forgotten black music venues by turning up the volume on the Chilton circuit.
And storm chances pick up today and continue into the weekend.